Welcome everybody, Doug McKay, anti-wallstreetguy.com. On Friday, the 17th of June, the market is closed. A little bit of a bounce today in the S&P. We were up much higher, up around 1279, 1280 on the cash, closed at 1271. This copy that you cannot see that clear today because of the video is available on the blog as of yesterday. This is a still chart of the S&P that we put out on the 16th yesterday, so you can always go back to that and expand that chart. But basically what we're saying is until we get above 1325, 1340 in that area, the overall trend is still down. Obviously we're oversold here. The put call ratio is high. I think we could get up to, I think we could put on another 250 points on the Dow in a day or two. Next week, I think we could put on another 20, 30 points to the upside in the S&P. But if I was going to do that, I would certainly not be all in, because the overall trend right now, again, we're below the 50-day, the 30, the 20-day moving average. We're down below this sloping trend line still. The overall trend as of the close for the 7th week in a row for us is still down. But as we know, it's not always straight down. So if you were going to play a counter trend trade, make sure you have your stops in place. Basically, again, what we're saying in this particular copy for the chart that was put out yesterday on the 16th of June is we believe we're going to take out these lows. We're either going to test or take out these lows at some point. That low was put in on the 16th of March. That was 1249, 1250 range. We got as low yesterday and tested the 200-day moving average on the S&P at 1258. So again, make a long story longer, we expect a bounce here, but we believe that that bounce will be short-lived. The overall trend will still remain down. That bounce may take us to 1300, 1320. I think people will get out of their long positions there, traders, only to get short again. Our posture would change from down to up, short to long, if we got above basically this trend line in here. Certainly if we got above 1340, then I think we got a shot at testing the 1370 level, and then we're breaking out above 1400. But until then, as of the close today on Friday, the trend is down. I believe if we break 1250, we're looking at 1228, 1200. We go through that, we're looking at a trend line right around 1170. All right. So next week, geez, I've been saying this for 3 weeks. I think we'll get a bounce for real, only because we're so oversold here. But I don't anticipate that being a bottom that was put in as of the low yesterday. In other words, a bottom for this year. I think we're going to take out this low, if not next week, within the next 3 weeks. Let's take a quick look, you guys, at the Dow. I believe this week the Dow was positive. The S&P was up 1 point, and the NASDAQ was negative for the week. This is a daily chart here. The 200-day moving average on the Dow coincides more or less with this support area here of around 11,750. I also believe that if we get above the highs that we put in today, Friday, by the way, we really can't count this volume because of option expiration. But if we get above this wick here, this shooting star, this wick, the odds are we're probably going to get to 12,250 in a day or two. But again, I just see this as a bounce inside a bear trend. And I believe we will either double bottom off this low here, or we will take it out at some point. And again, very similar to the S&P chart, I'd have to see us get above, let's say, this resistance here, this rolling over here of around that 12,450 area, 12,450. Certainly if we got above the head fake here that was put in on the 1st of June of around 12,570, that would be a very good bullish technical signal. But until then, we're below the downward sloping trend line. We're down below support. It's not always straight down. Like I said, we'll get some bounces in here. But if you do play this counter trend trade, again, I would not go all in anticipation of covering around 12,250 or a tight stop, and then going lower and taking out these lows and testing this low here. All right, you guys, that's it. Doug McKay, antiwallstreetguy.com on the 17th of June. Happy Father's Day. We'll see you next week.